5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is Deducter bringing you set 2 of the OSL Ro24 Group D. Today we have C Shield, who never makes it far into the Star League, but always makes it into the early stages, it seems. C Shield as the Purple Terran at 7 o'clock, and we have Baxter, aka Killer, as the Zerg player at the 1 o'clock position. I believe Baxter is most famous for getting nuked by Baxter in the GOM TV StarCraft series, but I don't remember if it exactly was him. I'm like 75% sure that it was Baxter who got nuked by Baxter. Of course, Baxter long past his prime, but still able to pull off crazy stunts like that. To his credit, or rather I should say, Baxter is not a terrible player. He's 49.6%, so he's basically 50% overall, which is okay. So he's certainly a capable player. He's not too good against Terran, though. He's only 40% against Terran. He's best against Zerg, 55% against Zerg. So that is his weakness. On the other hand, C Shield, statistically speaking, of course, one of the best players currently around. He's 59% overall. But I don't think he's ever made it into the round of 8 of a Star League. So right now, since it's the round of 24, I have to give C Shield a massive advantage here. He should be able to trounce Baxter without much of an issue. But if this were the round of 16, even the round of 16, I would probably give Baxter here I would probably say he is the odds-on favorite to win. And C Shield putting out Engineering Bay just to block Baxter's attempt at expansion for a little bit. He's going to build as much of it as possible before his SEV gets damaged too heavily, and then he's going to cancel it at the last moment, of course. And C Shield, look at that, microing his SEV to attack faster so he can sneak in a few more seconds of building that Engineering Bay. He's clearly got the skills. It's not like C Shield doesn't actually have the skills to win a Star League. His issue apparently is confidence or something, and Baxter looks like pulling off all of his drones, or at least half his drones, to kill that. C Shield putting down second Engineering. I mean, this is what I mean. C Shield clearly is capable here. He put out Engineering Bay to block these drones from going back to mining. I mean, this is Boxer-esque play, I have to say. Why can't he do this in the later stages of Star League? And now he's canceled that second Engineering Bay. I mean, at this point, Baxter's early economy is seriously screwed. He sent half his mining drones to deal with this, and he put down his second hatchery way too late. I mean, he's going to be significantly behind in all aspects. Plus the clever little second blockade there by C Shield. I mean, he probably has practiced that in history, but it looks like Baxter's gone for 3 hatcheries. Double down on this. He says, okay, I'm so late in terms of my economy here that there's no chance of me going for a 2-hatch type build. I'm going to put down 3 hatches before pool, because that's the only way I can catch up economically. But C Shield sees all this. C has gone for the racks into a command center, but it doesn't matter. He's going to be able to bunker rush, and there's pretty much absolutely nothing that Baxter can do. I mean, C Shield can put down yet another Engineering Bay to blockade there, and Baxter can't even bring his drones out at that point. This is an absolutely brilliant game coming from C Shield, I have to say. It's just, why can't he do this in the round of 8 or something like that? Or round of 16, he's actually got to get past round of 16 first. Losing his initial scouting SCV, Baxter has brought down all sorts of drones. Looks like the deal where C Shield's Marine. C needs to be careful here and not lose his Marine to his drones, just as I was praising him. It doesn't look like he really wanted to go for a true bunker rush. I mean, if he did, he would have pulled off numerous SCVs. He also wouldn't have gotten the command center, and he would make sure he get a bunker up. There is a spawning pool finally finished for Baxter. Baxter, with good micro, I have to say, of those 3 drones. Warding off C Shield, attempt to come in for a bit of harass or perhaps put down a bunker. And Baxter, look at that. He's put down, or rather, he's sending a few Zerglings here to chase after C Shield. Not that it's going to be able to do much. Perhaps he hopes to catch a Marine in the middle here. He might be able to catch this particular Marine and kill it, in which case, good for him. And he's actually surrounded the Marine, running back to the base, almost getting caught, but his comrades there saving him. His band of brothers here. Oh, okay, that only applies to the epic Marine micro displayed by the likes of Nada, for instance. A few Marines kill absolutely everything. But here in this case, they are just comrades, I have to say, not really doing too much except their usual job. Regardless, I would have to give Seishield a massive advantage at this point. He's wrecked the economy of Baxter, and Baxter only now getting his lair. Baxter, the only thing going for him is that he did put down 3 hatcheries before Pool, so he is going to be able to morph quite a few drones to try to make it up for his early economic deficit. The issue is he's not going to have enough troops to deal with a concerted push here by C. C sending out his first few Marines. Looks like the Overlord sees it. Perhaps C even wants Baxter to see his Marines sort of trying to move out here a little bit. There are 2 creep colonies going down here, or 1 creep colony going down. Actually, he was building 2, but he canceled 1. He's also morphed quite a few Zerglings here by Baxter, I have to say. He's managed to come back reasonably well, and at least defend himself. He has not morphed a Sunken, so he didn't panic. He didn't put down 2 creeps and morph both of them into the Sunken colonies. Now Seishield putting down 3 more barracks, it seems, and he's going to be able to produce so many infantry soon enough that I do not know what Baxter will be able to do. Baxter's spire is half finished at this point, but he just won't have the troops to deal with C. Unless he can pull off some absolutely brilliant surrounds, like destroy the entire army that Seishield sends out at first with minimal casualties, something like that. That's pretty much the only way Baxter could possibly come back in this game. If he fights standard and tries to just delay Seishield from reaching his base, sure, he might be able to hold out and survive, but he's not going to be able to save his 3rd base, I feel, which he is trying to put down at 9 o'clock. He just won't have the resources to defend all these positions, I think. But if he can pull off some sort of brilliant battle in the field here, with a combination of course, Mulus and Marines, I think that he could very well be right back in this game. Does not even look like he has speed upgrade for those Zerglings. Those Zerglings do not look like they have speed upgrade. I mean, without speedlings, I think trying to pull off one of these surrounds is extraordinarily difficult. Baxter pulling his Zerglings back a little bit, waiting for his Mulus reinforcements. He does not, I mean, he doesn't really have the resources to put down any sort of static defense. And now look at this, Baxter running his Mulus into the Marines. This is exactly the opposite of what he needed to do. Losing a Mulus there. He can't even afford the loss of 1 Mulus at this point. Seishield with his +1 upgrade finished. And Baxter trying to bait the Marines to stim, I guess. But I don't think he's going to accomplish too much. He's managed to bait 1 stim. However, Seishield surely is building a 2nd army. Plus, he's got 3 mechs there to heal. Yeah, Seishield's already got a 2nd group of mech Marines out. He's got 5 barracks pumping infantry at this point. He's also put down his factory. I think C should just go for the all-out attack at this point with both group infantry. There's nothing that I think Baxter can do. As long as C is careful-ish and manage to unite both armies. Looks like part of C's army is getting cut off there. Might be destroyed, but no, Baxter being very indecisive here, not engaging that army, falling back. Seishield sending all his Marines, it looks like, to the 9 o'clock. Baxter has absolutely nothing there to defend. This base is going to go down, and with that, surely the hopes of Baxter coming back in this game is going to fail. Seishield being on top of this ramp, those Zerglings coming in single file against these Mulus. It looks like Baxter actually going to be able to clean up this army, but at the cost of nearly all his links. He actually did much better than I thought he would have. Perhaps Seishield had several of his Marines continue to fire on that hatchery, and for some reason Seishield's 2nd army is far away here. Seishield now sending his 2nd army out, catching a Mulus. So I guess I was giving Baxter too little credit there. Baxter made a nice little defense, and if he can catch this army and destroy it, he'll be in fine position. He's doing great damage here, I have to say. This attack was very nice, and wiping out a 2nd one of C's army, and I do not know why C is being so cavalier about his forces. He needs to group them up a bit better, or if he's sending out like 2 forces and split his army, he has to actually attack 2 points at the same time. Because otherwise, he just risks getting his forces destroyed in detail. He's sending out reinforcements, but Baxter being very good about catching units apart here. I mean, I was sure when C managed to get up the ramp in the 9 o'clock that this game would be over. Because on the ramp, those Zerglings were coming single file. And I do not know how Baxter is actually still in this game and in a reasonably good position. He's launched another attack against these Marines. Looks like he's going to wipe out another one of Sea Shield's army. This time, somewhat less successful by Baxter. He's ultimately going to win, but again, at the cost of all his Zerglings. Usually in those cases, I think trading many Zerglings for the Marines is still worth it. But I think the Zerg player still generally wants to preserve a number of his Zerglings and not lose all of them. Sea Shield putting down second engineering bay.